it's recorded with eXp Realty, and I just wanted to share with you some of the pros and cons of living in Santa Rosa Beach for the last 4 years. The number one reason why I moved out here was because of the beaches. They're some of the most beautiful beaches that you can find on the Emerald Coast and all of the United States. So I highly recommend that if you don't stay here for a long time, you at least check it out, because it's going to be something that stays in the back of your memory for a lifetime. Another really cool thing about this area is the homes, the architecture, and how they're built. They're not just building homes here, they're also respecting the environmental space. So you'll notice some of these higher end neighborhoods, they'll be considered like eco-friendly because they have to respect the forest and also have certain setbacks and use certain materials. So everything here is very coveted, respected, and appreciated. So you're not just buying like a really nice home here or luxury property. There's so many things that come with it, and bonuses and benefits. Because really, as a homeowner, it's just going to increase your value because you have something that can't be replaced and that will always be wanted. Another cool thing here is the state parks. So there's a lot of state parks on 30A. There's several in Grayton. There's one near Point Washington, which is Eden State Park, the Grayton Beach State Park. There is another one near Inlet Beach as well. So you'll notice that some of these areas have like small community parks are more trimmed than others. Watercolor has like walking areas, but I don't consider a park, but it kind of has like a similar layout. It's definitely like the most manicured. I mean, if you're going to the Great Beach State Park, I'd be careful because there are snakes and there is wildlife out there, and there are times when these things are breeding. So you don't want to be out there at the wrong time or season. But again, it's a huge bonus if you go at the right time. It's really nice to witness some of the scenery on the dune lakes or just some of the protected forest. So I think the biggest pro of living here is the low crime rates. Ever since I've moved here, I have not had any issues with crime. I have not felt like I've ever been in danger. And honestly, every time I travel somewhere else, I really appreciate where I live so much more because of it. So jumping into the cons, we know that Florida is an expensive state, but Santa Rosa Beach is really expensive here. So if you want to have like the beach lifestyle and not be limited and, go to the restaurants, have a nice house, all the nice things that people want, I can probably say like making $150,000 to $250,000 a year would give you that freedom. I'm not saying that 75 or 150 won't. It just will not go as far because everything's so much more expensive here. Another downside is that Santa Rosa Beach is a very small city. Like the population is like 12,000 people. So can you imagine when all these tourists come into town during the spring and summer? You can't get into some restaurants. Like you can't just call the day before. And even the regular restaurants, you may have a very typical waiting period of like 45 minutes to 2 hours. So imagine doing that like every single day here during that time. Not the most fun. So that is like one of the cons. This is another con. So here, since our economy is like so different, in the summer, we're bustling and hot and it's crazy. Well, in like the fall and winter, it's really slow here. Like all the water activities, for the most part, have shut down, or they're just more limited. No one really wants to be on a boat, 30, 40, or 50 degrees, unless if you're from like the north, where it's probably like perfect weather for you. But as a whole here, like locals, restaurants, businesses, there's some even businesses that close down for a month or two, or they really just shorten their hours. And you'll notice that in the wintertime, a lot of things here will be closed, 7, 8, or 9. Whereas the summertime, they may be open as late as like 9, 10, or 11. Keep in mind, you do have to respect the noise ordinances here. So things will generally only be active for X periods of time, depending on the season or the location. And then the final thing here is, well, like living here, there really aren't many jobs that pay to that amount, or the jobs that pay higher, they're just like very specific. Like we're not a city, like we don't have a financial district, it's just a bunch of local community banks. And also like most of the people here, they're making the big bucks is like developers, builders, maybe people that are doing sales over a long period of time. There's a lot of generational wealth here, so a lot of families have been here for a long time. So like the employment rate or opportunity here is probably not the best. That's why most people come here to retire, or they come back and forth from where they live in their city, and that's it.